had talent, he had style, he had power, and he had the training effort. He was just everything. He was like Maradona of soccer. He did everything for his sport. He trained hard and he had talent, so he showed it to the world. I think Ramon just is the best fighter, and you have a lot of guys that are really good, but I think Ramon is one of the guys that really opened the door for international kickboxing, because before it was Holland against Holland, and when he knocked out Nampon in Holland, everything just started. And Ramon was one of the most humble people you know. If you would speak with him for like 2 hours, you wouldn't even know that he was a kickboxer. Yeah, you would see it in his face, of course, but I don't know, it's just, that's why he's a real champion for me, I don't know how to say it in English, but he never walked next to his shoes, He was always nice, always doing his thing, training, nice to his opponent, and when the bell rang, he just came to take your head off,
One of the biggest, the greatest fighters we will ever see. A 65 kilogram boy with a punch power of a 90 kilogram big heavyweight guy. It's enormous, it's unbelievable.
Ramon not even show it on Dutch level, but also on Thai level, on 2 different platforms. So that was amazing, because there are many good Dutch kickboxing fighters or K1 rule fighters, but there are less who can scope with a Thai.
I think you could look to Ramon, you can see, you can hear, you can look at him, but the problem starts when you feel him. He had an incredible power for his weight division. He started in the 61 kilogram category. He became champion 63. So between that 60 and 70 kilogram, you actually could not imagine what a kind of explosiveness and power he had. That was, I think, every opponent underestimated that. So you could look at him and think, oh, that's a great fighter. It's a great appearance. It's a guy with charisma. And when the power came out, and you really had the opportunity to feel that, and I had, because I was trainer, but I also did all the sparring always together, and then I think, hey man, this guy, when he hit me also in the sparring. You think, this is not normal anymore. It's like a stone on a hammer on your head,
We were a real tight family, We see each other every day. He loved fishing. The weekend we went out for a drink. We liked drinking a beer. He was just a family man, being with his children and fishing. He loved fishing. Yeah, he was really relaxed, just living life a little bit after fighting. I just got it from a friend of me. He made it because he also respects my brother, of course, so he made a special t-shirt for me.
So have you not worn it now?
No. Because I'm afraid. They say it's not gonna happen, but I'm afraid that it will come off if I wash it, And it's a nice t-shirt and it's a gift, so I want to keep it like that.
One of a kind.
Yeah, same like this thing. It's also made by a fan, a Turkish fan. Burak is his name. We get so many things, and all things to memorize him. And
what people really don't know, what is so special about him, is that it was such a humble, sober, not quickly impressive guy. It was such a simple, good guy, you know. And if you looked at him and you think, man, this Ramon Dekkers, it's a monster, you know. But Ramon was a guy who was in preparation for a fight. He did his best. He trained like hell, but he was not really particularly nervous. He could talk and go to the weigh-ins like very relaxed, and he was really relaxed. And on the moment that he had to fight, it was like, oh, there's a guy. He's in my way. That's my opponent. Nothing specific against those guys, you know. Nothing private. But in this moment, it was his opponent, and he just had to go out of his way. And that was in his mind. It was a click. Hey, this guy is in my way. This is my goal. In this 5 rounds of 3 minutes, you have to go away as soon as possible. And then he starts fighting, come forward to you, and he really don't stop. It was an aggressive, and let me say, a very attacking fighter. He came there, he took a punch, but he was there, and he wouldn't stop before you went down. And that, in combination with how he was as a human being, was a very big contradiction, because he looked like a regardless killer in that ring, but actually outside the ring, he was a very humble, nice, actually more shy guy, you know. And that was it was a strange combination, and I don't know that. I don't think that people know that from him, because they see him as Ramon, the kickboxer, the killer, but it was actually a very open, gentle, humble, shy guy, you know.
His most memorable fights is, of course, against Nampon. It started up. It was a live broadcasting to Thailand. I think, if I'm correct, it was not in Amsterdam. I don't remember where it was. But he knocked out the Thai Lumpini champion. He knocked him down 2 times. And of course he won. So then the game started. He had to go to Thailand. And then of course one of the most famous fights is Koban. They fought 4 times. They both won 2 times. And for me, I personally like the fight against Joe Prestia. I don't know if you heard about that fight, but it's a sick fight. And yeah, all of my brothers' fights were good, you know. But I think that are one of the most influential fights. Koban, Prestia, and Nampon. And Cherry Wani. Yeah, I can name so many fights.
Yeah, what I remember the most now immediately is that we were a lot of times together in total other a totally different environment, total different countries, cultures, just the 2 of us, you know. The way that success came to us was actually very quick. I was still a young trainer. He was still a young fighter, like 19 years old, when he really had his breakthrough. And it went so quickly that it surprised us, and it looked so normal. If I look at it back now, then I think, Jesus Christ, man, what tough fights, what we actually did, and then he in the ring, but what we achieved, and how suddenly we 2 young guys come into this world. And most of the time we are just the 2 of us. So we by that time we shared one hotel room. We came from the same family. We lived are living together in Holland, and then we traveled together, the 2 of us. We go to the preparation, and of course there were fans, but it was not like in these days. We were actually most of the time together. When he was cut or he was hurt very bad, we go to the hospital together. We called to Netherlands, and his mother, the first question was, my wife, is he okay? Never did he win or lose. Is he okay? Is he safe? Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, he win, and then we had our satisfaction and our party together. We did a lot of things together, and yeah, it's a pity thing that now I'm older. Ramon should have been close to 50 now. That those things I can only share with him, and that's a pity that I cannot talk with him about it anymore. Sometimes we could when we had birthday parties or Christmas. Then we talking about that, all stories that we shared together. The rest of the family was listening, But actually we were too busy all the time. He with his gym and and I with my fighters to pick up that old stories, you know. And that's the best thing that I remember. That we, beside of that, we had a family relationship and a trainer-student relationship. That we were very, very, very close friends, sharing emotions and flows that were extreme painful, or sad, or injuries, or hospitals, or very bad injuries, and very great victories that were very emotional, and that is really a moment of a flow. But I can only share it with him, just the two of us. We go together. We go to all of this, and I think also later it showed that we were not impressed so much anymore by things, because we went through so many things together. But people cannot imagine that, you know. And when I have the time and I look back to old footage, sometimes I post it to be an inspiration for the new fighters. I post something from Ramon in the old days, and then I look at those fights and I think, man, we did a hell of a job, man. I'm still proud. I'm still proud on him, on myself too. But all the honor goes to him, you know. So we did it together. But I'm still proud that he came into my life, and yeah, he determined my life, because my son is his half brother, so it's my life, and sport is my life. But I'm proud that Ramon came into my life, and yeah, my memories together with him, I can share it with nobody. And the only thing what I can do is one, and I promised him, yeah, I need to tell those stories, you know. But it's a book, it's a film, it's a whatever. I'm too busy now, but I think it will very soon. I will sit down and write everything down, or tell it to somebody, because that's what I promised him when we buried him. And I said, Ramon, I have to tell this story because it's a beautiful story, and I could only share it with him. So before all those information and all those stories and all those experiences get lost, I have to throw it out of my body. But it was too sensitive directly after Ramon died. Now I'm picking up his old tapes. I still have VHS, you know, or Betamax tapes from his first fights that nobody ever saw. I can digitalize it now, and there is so much to tell, so much to show that people don't know. But I need to take the time, and I think when I take the time, I will be in Thailand, where what was very important for Ramon to be there. He's very respected over there. He did his most toughest fight over there, and I feel it when I'm there. I feel that there should be the place that I sit down when I have a holiday or my relaxed hours and start writing.
I gave away some of the special trophies and belts to his children, to Robin and Quinty, his daughters, to have something from the father. And yeah, a couple of them I kept myself here in my small office. This is actually the glory office with the legacy on the wall. So this is the Ramon Dekkers trophy that we have for the contender winners now. But this is the official one that Ramon win when he fought Cherry Vanish, the champion of Lumpini. It was broadcasted live to Thailand for 50 million people. So this was his breakthrough in the 1990. Here everything started. Then he became the star. Now this is a picture of Ramon. These are pictures from Ramon. This is, if you go over there, I still have to hang it. I'm not so long. This is two of his most prestigious belts, where he fought for the World Championship with the Thai champions, Lumpini champions. So this are his most important belts. We made it in a frame, and we gave it to him. Actually, on his last birthday that he was alive, in my garden, in the house of the parents, let me say. Then we framed it, and it was a surprise for Ramon. And yeah, that was the last anniversary or birthday that we had with the family together. So that is his World Championship belts. This is actually a little bit of his ash, how you call it, ash, when somebody. Cremation. There's a little bit. Everybody of the family have a little bit, and the rest we buried with his grandfather and his grandmother.
Pretty hard to do now because it's very emotional, you know, to speak about it. I can speak about it now, of course, because it's an interview. But It's difficult. They asked me a couple of times to do to give the trophy after a fight. I said no, but now this year I will do it if people ask me, of course. But yeah, we had some events where they give prizes. Of course, Glory. If you win the tournament, you get the Ramon Dekkers trophy. It's the trophy that he won from Jerry Wanig. So I think it's very nice that people do remember him. But for me, it was too hard the last years. But now I think I'm up for it. We'll see if I have to do it the first time.
In Holland, it came too late. It's there, people know. In Holland, it came too late. In the world, I'm surprised that already so many people know him already. That I was thinking, you know, in Thailand, no, in the whole world, a lot of people in the sport know him. The majority know him. In Thailand, he was respected on the correct moment, and that's why he loved Thailand, because still now, certainly the older generation will speak about him. If you say I come from Holland, then they start talking about him. So he's well known, he's well awarded and graded in Thailand. Here it is, but it came too late. It is by the new fighters, it is by the old fighters, it is by the fans, but in Holland it came too late. But it has to do something with that the sport was not recognized by the government and by the official sport federations in Holland. Thai boxing, kickboxing was not an official sport. So we were celebrated in Thailand. You know, we didn't need passport controls. We were on the daily news on television live every day. 50 million people watched it. When Ramon was fighting, you could theoretically say that whole Thailand was silent. The taxi stopped. Everybody needed to see Ramon Dekkers live on television by that time. And then you came back here in Holland, and there was nobody. You know. I mean, now you have regional TV, but by that time there was nothing. I had to call the newspaper and had to beg if they put a small article in the newspaper that the guy win in Thailand, you know. And when there, we were invited on the king's birthday. He was on the venue, a wooden statue next to the king. You see two statues, the king of Thailand and Ramon Dekkers, and you cannot imagine what's happening there. And then coming back here, it gave us some peace, you know, because it was also crazy in Thailand. All these fans, all those people who want to be with you, want to touch you, they couldn't believe how strong he was. They wanted to touch you, and then coming back here, okay, it was peace, it was rest. There was nobody on the airport, there was nobody to celebrate, just the two of us.
So could he walk through passport control in Thailand?
Yeah, there was. We didn't have passport control. We came in and with our group and team, and then the journalist and the military police was waiting, and they took us with us, and they go to the passport control. Then we get immediately on the airport interviews, and every day, and it was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was actually that we were so polite, because if we needed a cab or a tuk-tuk in those days, then it was like that. If we really wanted, then the taxi driver stopped, or the tuk-tuk driver stopped, and take out his customers and say, yeah, you have to go out now because this is Ramon Dekkers, and sorry, but take another cab, or we pick your. Well, we didn't misuse it, you know, but hey, we were two young guys. I was in my early 30s, and Ramon was 19 years. We came in this kind of situation, like stars, like movie stars, but we still did our job. And it was so normal for us that we actually didn't realize how famous we were. But now if you look back, you think, man, it was not normal. And the kind of influence it had for us, mentally, and what was happening. And then we still stayed that two normal thinking, humble Dutch guys, you know. What is this? What is happening? Okay, we have to go to that fight, the two of us, and did the job, and then but it was amazing. Actually, it was amazing. And now you start to realize that. But for us, it was a family affair. It was just coming to us. It was that was our thing. You know, nothing special about that. And then later you're gonna find out that people say, "Oh man, you was such a good trainer. Oh, you was such a good fighter." You think, yeah, maybe we were. And now looking back, you see, yeah, I think we did a great job. We really did a great, amazing job. We were really great, and we were really good. You know, but we were also the guys who were not jumping like, "Hey, look how good we are, and we are this, and I am this." It was not in our character, you know. And that was also the special thing from Ramon. He did a great job, but he was not running around like, "I'm this. Look how good I am." You know, if you didn't ask him what he was doing, he would never say to you, "I'm a world champion kickboxing." He will never say it to you. He talk with you about normal, and then you say, "What you do?" Yeah. If you didn't know him, in Thailand it was not possible because everybody knew him, but he wouldn't know in a bar here in Holland. If you don't know Ramon, then he wouldn't start with, "I'm a kickboxer, I'm a world champion." No. You could play a game on a flip, how you call it, pinball machine. He liked that, you know. Play a game with him and just get to know him, and he was happy that he had somebody to talk normal with, you know. So normal guys who did an amazing thing, I think, backwards. If you look at it back, so we did an amazing thing, man, in this sport.
I think my brother was something special. By looking at his fights, and just not only my brother, he was also my real idol, you know. I just loved everything he did. Yeah, he belongs with the names like Ali, Tyson, so I hope everybody just still in 10 years from now, I hope they still watch his video and say, this is what I want to be in the sport. That would be the best thing for me, to hear that people still say, who's your best fighter? Yeah, Ramon Dekkers, and yeah, it's good to hear that, you know.